Hi everybody and welcome back in here to Whitten Field as we get ready for game number 2 of this doubleheader and softball in the 3C2A. College of the Canyons Cougars and the Riverside Tigers. COC took game 1 5-4 in 8 innings as we get ready to go to work here in game 2. The lineups, as we had some rain come down, we'll give them to you right now off the phone photo we have. Tessa Black leading things off for Riverside. Lex View in the 2 spot. Sofia Franco-Collis in the 3 spot. Then Alicia Rivera batting 4th. Alicia Fitzgerald batting 5th. Cheyenne Becerra batting 6th. Janelle Malone batting 7th. Alyssa Valdez batting... Let me double check on that name. I think it's Valdez, but of course, cursive writing and I can't read other people's writing, so...
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a 1-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
And we accidentally brought you back out to a commercial, so we come back in here. 1 away here in the 1st inning. Lex View coming up. If you're just joining us, this is just the start of game number 2 on a rainy Saturday here in Santa Clarita, a rare rainy day in Southern California. We don't get a lot of them, but we're going to play through it and try and finish out number 2. As View takes a strike. As time at first pitch, just a little bit before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperature 53 degrees and raining here in Santa Clarita. As we try and keep...
At Jersey Mike's, we
send it to commercial on accident. So we'll unplug the loop deck here and go back to work for you. Sorry about that. As we said, trying to stay under the cover here, under the tarp, and keep out of the rain in this game number 2. View at the plate for Riverside, batting 196 on the year. Does not have a run batted in yet this season. Flores tries to come with a fastball. Misses up. So we send first pitch right about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Call it 2:58 in the afternoon. 54 degrees at first pitch here in game number 2, with rain coming down all around us. But the wind has been 0, which is nice, as it's a 3-2 count here to View. As Flores misses. And a 1-out walk for Lex View. We'll put a runner on base here for Riverside as we work in the first inning of game number 2. As Franco Collis, first pitch swinging, lifts it into right field for a base hit. And so a 1-out single for Franco Collis. And Riverside with runners on first and second. Here in the first is now Elisa Rivera coming in. Rivera this year, .350 on the season. Stats did not get updated, so try and give you what she did in game number 1 if we can find it on our previous score sheet, which I'm pretty sure is soaking wet and probably missing everything at this point in time. So this one fouled away. That pitch misses up. And the count 2-2. This ball fouled off to the left once again. So we stay at a 1-2 count. Cougars now 8-4-1 on the year. Fortunately, stats on the website did not update going into game number 2 here, so we'll do our best to keep you informed on who did what in game number 1. We'll try and find our rosters. That one misses down. Rivera in game number 1 was 0 for 4. Struck out a couple of times against Melgar, including in the 7th. She lifts this one in the air down the line to left. Hall moving over that way will let it go foul, so it's just a long strike, and we stay at a 2-2 count. Two pitch down in the dirt. Defensively for Canyons here in game number 2, Gonzalez at first, Silva at second. The third baseman is Memory Munoz. The shortstop is Valerie Ramirez. Brianne Tall in left, Ashlyn Heck in center, Caitlin Soto in right. And actually, I have the wrong. That's last game. So let's go back to work on this game. Is Flores with a strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Flores. 2 down. And it'll bring Alicia Fitzgerald to the plate. So defensively for Canyons here, let's try this again. Melgar at first, Silva at second. The shortstop is Rowe. The third baseman is Memory Munoz. In left field, it's Tall. In center field, it's Heck. In right field, it's Soto with Flores as the flex and Trujillo as the DP. Is this one fouled away? Melgar couldn't catch up to it. As Fitzgerald in game number 1. 0 for 2, walked a couple of times, scored a run. That pitch called for a strike. And so it's an 0-2 count. The pitch from Flores misses up. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Game number 2 here from Whitten Field today. Game number 1, a 5-4 College of the Canyons win in 8 innings. Nice little extra innings win for the Cougars there in game number 1. Trying to pick up the sweep here in game 2. Take 2 against a tough Riverside team that's had a struggle of a year a little bit. As Flores sets down Rivera on strikes, or Fitzgerald, I should say, on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Flores as we head to the home half of the second. No score, or home half of the first, I should say. No score between Riverside and College of the Canyons.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
So Riverside held off the board in the first. Canyons coming up here in the home half. As for COC here in game number 2. Heck will lead things off, followed by Soto in the 2 spot. Brianne Tall, the left fielder, batting third. Then Silva, the second baseman, in the 4 spot. Melgar batting 5th, playing first base in game number 2. Then Moats moving all the way down to the 6th spot, doing the catching. Sophia Trujillo, the designated player, in the 7th spot. Elizabeth Rowe in the 8th spot, playing it short here in game number 2. And Memory Munoz, the third baseman, batting 9th. As home half of the first, Riverside held scoreless in their half. First pitch to Heck misses. Heck, 2 hits and 4 at-bats in game number 1 of the doubleheader today. Heck has taken over the leadoff spot for Canyons this year. now. It was Lisa Moats for most of the first part of the year, but now Heck batting .452 on the year coming into today. Had 2 more hits in game number 1, so even closer to 500 now as she hits this one on the ground to right field for a base hit. And so the leadoff runner aboard for COC here in the first. Heck with a base hit. And it'll bring us Caitlin Sono stepping in. Soto playing right field here in game number 2. 333 coming into today. Was 0 for 3 in game number 1. Hitting out of the 9 spot. As she hits this one out to right field for a base, or to left field, I should say, for a base hit. A little floater that finds its way down as Heck was in motion. And back-to-back singles to open here for College of the Canyons. As it'll bring Brianne Tall to the plate. Juliana Garcia, the pitcher for Riverside here in game number 2, the starter. Scratch that, Alyssa Valdez, the starter. 7.54 ERA, 2-0 on the year, and 3 games started. 13 innings pitched. She gets the first pitch to Tall over for a strike. Tall in game number 1. Singled, walked, drove in a run in the 3rd, and then scored the game-winning run in the 8th inning as she started on second base, as is the rule in college softball. So that one fouled away. Sun's starting to poke out here a little bit. Tall waits. Hits this one in the air towards center, right center field and deep back, and that one is gone. A 3-run home run for Tall as she gives it a ride to right center field. And the Cougars with a beautiful start here in the first. Pair of leadoff singles and a 3-run home run from Tall. And as the sun starts to come out, the Cougars with a 3-0 lead. For Tall, her first home run of the year. And it is a 3-run job. So Tall drives in 3. And now Alyssa Silva stepping in. Silva, first pitch swinging, hits it in the air towards center field. Black drifting over will make the catch. So first out here, the first. And Allison Melgar will step in now. Melgar in game 1. Had a single in 3 at bats. Melgar this year, 387 coming in today. She chops this one towards third. Becerra able to pick it up and throw her out. 2 away. now Lisa Moats stepping in. Moats in game number 1 was 0 for 4. Trying to break out of a little mini slump here. And get on for the first time today. Moats over the first, we'll say, quarter of the year, hitting .500 through the first 10 games of the season. There haven't been any stats updated for the Moore Park game or the last Riverside game, so we can't really tell you how she did in those two, but over the first quarter of the year was the best hitter on the Cougars roster. Went 3 for 3 and 2 for 3 against Santa Barbara, so 5 hits and 6 at-bats in that doubleheader on the 22nd. Had 4 hits and 5 at-bats in the doubleheader against Barstow. 4 hits and 6 at-bats against Fullerton and San Diego Mesa on the 11th, the first 2 games of the year. So has certainly been solid. As here's Sofia Trujillo, is Grandma Trujillo off to our left, cheering her on. So he brought you in game number 1. Excited to see Sofia get the start here in game number 2. Sofia walked in game number 1 as Moats trying to take second base and does. So a stolen base for Moats as she walks and then steals second base. So a runner in scoring position, already a 3-0 lead with 2 away here for the Cougars in the first. Trujillo had a walk in the 7th inning and then was left at first base. She swings and hits this one up the middle on the ground for a base hit. Moat's going to try and score from second base. She will. Trujillo trying to advance to second base on the throw. Does. It's an RBI single for Trujillo. And the Cougars have a 3-0 lead, or 4-0 lead now. As Trujillo with the RBI single. Just the second hit of the year for Trujillo, but you'll take it as it puts another run across for Canyons. And now Elizabeth Rowe stepping in. So the Cougars rolling here already in game number 2. 4 runs in the first. The offense is shown back up after having a tough slog in game number 1. They've taken it to Valdez here in game number 2 in just this first inning. So Rowe, who took over at second base in game number 1, getting the start here in game number 2. Rowe, no hits and 2 at-bats this season, so just her 3rd plate appearance of the year. Cougars have sent 8 to the plate here in the first. Rowe trying to get him one more hitter. She takes that pitch and walks. So runners on first and second with 2 away for Canyons. Second walk issued by Valdez. And we go to Memory Munoz, who in game number 1 was 0 for 2. And a conversation going to happen at the circle here. As Riverside pitching coach Felicia Mendoza going to go out to talk to Valdez here. So we talked about Valdez, 9th appearance of the year. Has only started 4 games, including today. Is 2-0, but an ERA of 7.54 in 13 innings pitched. Has given up 17 runs, 14 of those earned, And the walks have been the problem. 20 walks coming into today's game, now 22, just 2 strikeouts. And that's really been the issue for Valdez, as giving up free passes in softball is, not that it's good in baseball, but it's especially bad in softball, as it's usually a high strikeout affair for the pitchers. But 22 strikeouts, just 2, or 22 walks, just 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch to Munoz is down in the zone. Defensively for Riverside, Fitzgerald at first, Sarah Franco-Collis at second, Sophia Franco-Collis the shortstop, Becerra at third, View, Black, and Malone from left to right in the outfield, with Garcia behind the plate as Munoz hits this one in the air towards right field. Coming over is Malone to make the catch. Cougars send 9 to the plate in the first. They get 4 runs, powered in part by a 3-run home run from Brianne Tall, her first in the year. At the end of a full inning, the Cougars with a 4-0 lead as we go to the second here from Whitten Field.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Becerra, Malone, and Valdez due to hit here against Flores. In the second, Flores with a pair of strikeouts in the first to end the first inning. Becerra in game number 1, 1 for 3. Flores so far this year, we talked about, has been a little snake bitten in the circle. 6.51 ERA, 1 and 2 on the year. This is her 7th start, 23 2/3 innings. Has given up 28 hits, 27 runs, 22 earned, walked 15 and struck out 8 coming into the game today. And at times has just struggled to find the zone, but certainly has the ability there, as we've seen it flashed a few times this year, to be very solid in the circle. And for John Wismath to be a very good number 2 starter. So that one hit in the air, foul, off to the right and out of play. Certainly already we've pretty much figured out that Allison Melgar is the number 1 for the Cougars. But Flores, when she is on her game, does have a very good second option for COC. Biggest problem, again, has been the control. Talk about the high walks to strikeouts. 15 walks, just 8 strikeouts, and she had a walk already today, but did pick up 2 strikeouts to go with it as well. And part of that comes off of, at times she just has a tendency to overthrow. You can hear with the grunt that she tries to bring some extra behind it, as that time she sets down Becerra on strikes. 3rd strikeout of the game for Flores here today, as she seems to have it working here in game number 2 with 3 strikeouts, and when she does have that control, can be very difficult to hit against. A lot of it works off of that fastball for her. The changeup is the one that's really the the unknown, we should say, as there's been times for her this year with the change where she's on and can throw that pitch for strikes. But when she does not have it, it does not find the zone, and it makes it very tough for her to work off the fastball to other pitches. This ball hitting the ground out into left field for a base hit from Malone. So Malone on with one away. Malone, her second hit on the day. One hit and 3 at-bats, but did drive in 2 of the Riverside runs. And now Alyssa Valdez, the pitcher, coming in. They try and back pick, and they do. As a nice throw from Moats, a good tag from Melgar. And Janelle Malone is down on the pickoff play for the second out here of the inning. That is a good throw from Moats. Well, the Cougars have it all working here so far. Flores misses down. The count even 1-1. Flores seems to have
Here at IQ, which stands
Flores seems to have her full repertoire of pitches at the moment. She's looked much more comfortable than we've really ever seen her here at Whitten Field. As that time she gets that one over on a changeup for a strike. And this is why we talked about with Flores, when she is on, can be a very good second option for Coach Wismath. And that's what you need. You need a couple of pitchers in softball. You can get by with just 2, as we've seen at all levels, but both of those 2 need to be very, very good. And right now, Flores looking like she has her best stuff today in this game number 2. As the 2-2 pitch just misses away. That's a good spot from Flores that time. As she faces Valdez. Valdez getting her first at-bats of the year here in this game 2 against COC. It's the 3-2 pitch, called strike 3. 4th strikeout for Flores. And sets the side down in order with some help from her defense on a good pickoff play from Moats. We head to the home half of the second inning, 4-0 in favor of COC. As Heck, here to lead things off in the second inning for Canyons, pops it up on the infield. 1 down here in the home half of the second inning. So Heck, who singled in the first, pops out here in the second. And here's Caitlin Soto, who singled and scored. Cougars' first 3 batters in the first all hit safely. Tall bringing everybody around with a 3-run home run. On 1 away here in the second inning as Soto takes the first pitch for a called strike. Soto puts this one on the ground foul, and she'll have to come back as it just rolls foul. That's a smart play from Valdez that time to just let it roll foul. She was the one, the pitcher, charging on it, calling, don't touch it, don't touch it. Soto coming into today, 333, as we said, 6 for 18 with a couple of runs batted in. Working here in the second inning in a 4-0 game as she lines this one, and a leaping grab by the shortstop, Sofia Franco-Collis. Takes away a base hit from Soto. So Franco-Collis, the only one to make an out so far here in the second inning, as she retired Heck on the pop-up and takes away a base hit from Soto. And now here's Bree Tall, who had that 3-run home run last inning out to right field. And she was quite a poke, too, here at Whitten Field, hit it out to right center field. And got it around the trees and almost into the bin that's out there, the metal container. It's a pretty good swing for Tall, her first home run of the year. Tall now with 11 RBIs on the season as she stays hot and rips this one right back up the middle to center field. So a 2-out single for Bree Tall, who's 2 for 2 here in game number 2. And the Cougars with a runner aboard at first base with 2 away for Alyssa Silva, who popped out to center field her last time up. Silva in game number 1. Singled, walked, stole a couple of bases, scored a couple of times. Was 1 for 2 in the game, as she also had a sacrifice fly ball to drive in the game-winning run in the 8th inning. Wasn't a ball she hit to center field that was the one errant play that Black made, and it wasn't even an error. She made the catch. She just charged in initially and had to back up, and that allowed Bree Tall to score easily from third base on the sacrifice fly with 1 away. As Silva standing in. That pitch misses up. Tall moving off the bag, and Garcia half-heartedly throws it down to first base to see if she could catch Tall sleeping, but Tall was only about a half a step up the bag and kind of just fell down onto her knees to touch the bag. So it's a 1-1 count. Soto hits this one in the air to the right side. Coming in, but unable to make the catch was Malone. Tall gonna move to third. Soto into second. The throw actually goes out to left field as they were trying to throw out Soto at second base. And I'm not sure if Malone ever got a glove on that one. She did. So Silva reaches on the errant play from the right fielder Malone. And now Melgar steps in, grounded to third last time up. Melgar in game number 1, as we said, had 1 hit and 3 at-bats, but did so much more. She went the full 8 for COC on the mound, picked up the win, her 6th of the season as a pitcher. And now she hits here trying to help out her counterpart in Sam Flores, who's starting here in game number 2 and has already been staked to a 4-0 lead. Smelger with a wide stance takes that pitch for a strike at the top of the zone. Stands with almost her left foot out of the batter's box as she gets in. Has it kind of up on the toe. Her right foot is close to the line on the interior side of the batter's box to the plate as she possibly can be. And then kind of steps in to try and take it. As that one gets through Garcia back to the screen, Tall scores. 5-0 in favor of Canyons as Silva moves up to third base as well. So the Cougars push another one across with 2 away here in the second inning. Trying to add to it now is Melgar, and a 2-1 count, so a hitter's count for her to work, and she takes that pitch down. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike. With 2 outs here in the second inning, already 5 runs across for Canyons, 4 in the first and 1 here in the second so far. Melgar takes that one for a strike. And it makes it a full count with 2 away. As the 3-2 pitch misses up. As they'll bring in Lisa Motes. Third walk of the day issued by Valdez. And then Melgar took second base. So now Motes here hitting with 2 runners in scoring position, takes his strike, and the count even at 1-1. Matt Frieda, our live stream intern, giving me the details that I had looked down. I guess it was a set play from the Cougars. Melgar immediately running before Motes even got to the box. It was still on the walk play, trying to maybe steal a run. But Riverside unable to get her out at second, thanks to some help from Silva, who started to take off down towards the plate and then just backed off to third. So it puts 2 in scoring positions for COC here, and Motes with a 2-1 count, a chance to try and get out of her little mini slump and drive one in. As that one down in the dirt, good block by Garcia, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike. Motes no hits so far today, was 0 for 4.
The restaurant and hotel business is the second largest industry in the state of California. Opportunities in such a vibrant career are a click away at College of the Canyons.
It teaches you how to work with people, how to motivate people, how to manage people, how to lead.
Motes walks for the second time today. Bases loaded full of Cougars. Sorry, the rain is playing tricks on everything right now, as we accidentally ran a commercial once again. As Sofia Trujillo coming up with the bases loaded, and a visit at the mound once again. Second time today that Riverside is, or second time here in game number 2, we should actually say, that Felicia Mendoza has gone out to talk to her pitcher. For Riverside, Michelle Dadana, in her 21st season as the head coach of Riverside City College program. Actually, I think it's her 22nd, as the 2019-2020 season was shortened. They didn't play in 2020-2021, so this will actually be her 22nd season, 23rd year as the head coach. 537 career wins through 2020. Is their all-time winningest coach in softball history. Sure, Riverside having a little bit of a down year in terms of record. Seven and 11 on the years. Trujillo hits this one in the air on the right side. Gonna be trouble, but backpedaling and making the play was Sarah Franco-Collis. And so the Cougars leave the bases loaded here in the second inning, but they did get a run across as we head to the third. 5-0 in favor of College of the Canyons.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a 1-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
Sarah Franco-Colas followed by Tessa Black and Lex View here in the third inning for Riverside in a 5-0 ball game. Canyons with runs in their first 2 innings. Have stinked Sam Flores to a 5-run lead. This one hit in the air towards left field. Tall coming in, can of corn, camps underneath it, makes the catch. Black flew out to center field in her first at bat. Black in game 1 had an RBI double in the second inning, had a single in the 6th. Reached and scored in the first. It was a tough out and played a really solid center field as well. Tracked down a number of balls that maybe should have fallen for hits and did not. She hits this one on the infield in the air on the right side. Melger immediately calling for it will make the catch. 2 down. So Flores seeming very comfortable here in this game number 2. And as we said, maybe the most comfortable we've ever seen here at Whitten Field. As early on in the year has had some struggles, but has settled herself in. And despite giving up the hit to Malone in the second, has retired 6 of her last 7 and even got Malone off a pickoff play with some help from Lisa Motes. It's 2 down. 1-0 pitch to View is a strike. Flores looking very comfortable today. Comes with that pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Had a little bit of a break to it. And caught View looking. And it makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the third. Good pitch on an off-speed pitch. And Flores sets her down, her 5th strikeout of the ball game. She's got it all working, and the Cougars got a 5-0 lead as we head to the home half of the third here from Whitten Field.
The restaurant and hotel business is the second largest industry in the state of California. Opportunities in such a vibrant career are a click away at College of the Canyons.
It teaches you how to work with people, how to motivate people, how to manage people, how to lead people. And those qualities are so in demand in whatever industry we choose to go into.
COC can get you started on a journey into hotel and restaurant management today.
So pitching change here for Riverside as we go into the third inning. Tara Van Houten coming in. Van Houten pitched in game number 1. Went all 7, gave up all 5 of the Cougar runs. So Van Houten getting a clean third inning. Taking over here as she'll face Valdez, and then Alicia Rivera coming in to take over for Garcia behind the plate. Van Houten's first pitch over for a strike. As Rowe, who walked in her first plate appearance in this game, standing in. Sun has come out and brightly after a good couple hours of rain. Van Houten's pitch misses. Van Houten now 0 for 7 on the year. Has started 8 of 11 appearances so far this year and gave up 5 runs in that first game today. Coming into today an ERA of 7.54 in 26 innings. So came down a little bit after game 1 as she went 7. She's behind on the count, 2 balls and 1 strike here. So that one fouled off to the right. Through the gate and onto the street. I don't think that Elizabeth Rowe could have done that if she was trying to. It's not a very wide gate over there. It's a 2-2 count. It's hard to see for you on camera because it's off the camera. So we'll go back to work on what's on the field. Rowe hits this one off to the right and in foul territory, and she'll come back again. Rowe battling still here. She fouls that one off again on a 2-2 pitch. It's the 2-2 called strike 3. So row down on strikes. First out here of the third. Memory Munoz, who flew out to right field, coming up. Munoz, no hits in game number 1. What we talked about in game 1 is not necessarily in the lineup every day for her bat. Not that she cannot hit the softball, but she plays a solid third base, and that's really why she's in there for John Wismath. Game in and game out. So far this season, just 2 hits and 17 at-bats, but it's, again, the defense that's there. She did have an error in game number 1. You say 5 errors has been a lot, but has had over 20 chances this year, so, and does provide some speed on the bases, as you see there. It's an infield single, as that's a tough play for Franco Collis, as Munoz is fast and had it beat before Franco Collis even made the throw. So 1-out single for Canyons here in the third. And we go back to the top of the order with Ashlyn Heck coming up. Heck 1 for 2 here in game 2. Heck has started to heat up as the year has gone on. Coming into today batting .452. Her and Moats both right around the 500 mark now. As we said, Heck, a couple of hits in game number 1. It's 1 for 2 here in game number 2. So now 17 hits on the year. As she hits that one on the ground, it goes off the glove of the second baseman, Franco Collis. Munoz heading to third. So with one out here, runners on the corners. Heck reaches on the error in her third at bat in as many innings. And now Caitlin Soto, who singled and lined out, stepping in. So Canyons trying to push this one even further out of reach here early on. And remember, it's run rule in effect. 8-run ball game after 5. Closes things out. Cougars would certainly like to get that. As Heck caught in a rundown. Cougars just trying to steal a run, and they will. Heck now caught in a rundown. And she's going to get tagged out before she gets back to first, but she does her job on the play. As scoring from third was Silva. Cougars add another. So Heck down on the rundown. It's considered caught stealing, even though she's not really trying to steal, as they did steal a run out of it. So Munoz infield hit. Heck reaches on the air and then gets caught in the rundown to let Munoz score from third. 6-0 in favor of Canyons after 3, or 2 2/3 we should say, as there's just 2 outs here in the third, and Soto at the plate. Takes that pitch down. 1 ball and 1 strike. And we'll correct that as it's 2-1. Home plate umpire just gives everybody the signal. This one hit in the air on the left side. View calling for it and dropped it. View was running in and signaling that she had it. And just did not come up with it. It hit her in the glove and fell out. And so a 2-out error puts Soto on first. And Brital, who's 2 for 2 and has hit the ball hard both times up here in game 2. 3-run home run in the first, a sharp single to center field in the second. Tall moving up in the lineup today. As she rips that one to left center field and deep. That ball is gone. Her second home run of the ball game, a 2-run shot for Brital. And it's 8-0 in favor of COC. That one was a no-doubter from Tall. As right off the bat was ripped. And Tall now with 5 RBIs here in game 2. And Alyssa Silva going to try and keep things going with 2 away. First pitch to Silva taken for a ball. So boy, oh boy, has Brital in that 3 spot come alive. And I said, again, moved up in the lineup. Julia Fuentes not in there. She's been the 3 hitter for most of the year for Canyons, but not in the lineup today. I'm not sure she's even in uniform at this point in time today. I think maybe nursing some sort of injury, but to get her back, get Brital continue to hitting the way she is. It's dangerous going into the Western States Conference season. So it's 8-0 in favor of Canyons. I pitch in for a strike. So 3-1 count. This ball hit on the ground towards short, backhanded by Franco Collis. In rhythm, throws it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So Silva grounds out, but the Cougars get 3. A 2-run home run from Brital, her second of the day. And the Cougars have an 8-0 lead as we head to the 4th.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Fourth we go, 8-0 in favor of COC. It'll be Sofia Franco Collis, Alicia Rivera, and Alicia Fitzgerald due up to hit against Sam Flores, who's been now staked to an 8-run lead. And Flores has looked very good here in game 2 of this doubleheader. First pitch misses inside. I would dare say might be her best first 3 innings of the season. She's looked very comfortable in there. She's behind in the count 2-0 here to Franco Collis, who singled back in the first. She's behind 3-0. So you talk about Flores. Through her first 7 games, only has 1 win, just 1-2 on the year. Picked up that win in the 11-5 win over Cyprus. Was helped out by the defense, or the offense, I should say, in that game as she walks Rivera on 4 pitches. And this has kind of been the struggle for Sam this year at times, where she'll look very comfortable and then kind of lose her zone. That's really been the struggle for both the Canyons pitchers this year. Ali Melgar's had the same issue at times, where it's very solid through a portion of the game and then has some trouble finding the zone, starts walking batters, and that'll always get you into trouble in softball. As Flores comes with a strike and a fastball in the outer half. That last game against Cyprus went 5 innings, gave up 10 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned. So you say that was bad, but really just the fact that she continued to battle through that game and got some help from the offense in it and just kind of kept it around was very good in that ball game. Went 7 against Cerritos in a 8-5 loss. Walked 8 in that game, and we talk about the walks kind of get you into trouble. That's where they've had trouble. Is that one hit in the air towards right center field. Heck was moving the wrong direction on the pitch. That's going to get back to the wall. Throw back to the infield on the relay. Going to stop the runner at third. So it's a double here for Rivera. And that's just I think that's more unfortunate than anything else, as that ball might have been playable for Heck, but she had started moving towards left field before the pitch came, trying to shade towards the left center field gap. And Rivera just hit it the other way, out into right center field. So 2 on, nobody out in the 4th inning here for Riverside. Fitzgerald, who struck out in her first at bat, coming up. And Flores needs to settle herself back in here in the 4th. First pitch over for a strike. That's a good pitch from Flores that time. Inner half down at the knees. It's a 1-1 count. We'll say for Riverside, some of the best helmets in softball. They wear the Bengal tiger stripes on their helmet. Ball team does the same thing, look a lot like the Cincinnati Bengals. And the uniforms are actually pretty cool too, with the striping on the back as well. They wear those dark gray uniforms as it's 2-1 here. Canyons in their traditional home whites today. That one over for a strike. Another good pitch from Flores as she works down in the zone. The 2-2 misses up, changes the level, tries to beat her. So 3-2 count here. This one lifted in the air to left field. Tall charging in will make the catch. Throw at the plate is going to be in time. As Tall is doing it all here today. As 2 home runs. Makes the catch out and left. Fires it to the plate to get Sofia Franco Collis. And there's 2 away here in the 4th inning. That throw on the money from Bree Tall. As she cuts down Franco Collis at the plate, and now Becerra with 2 away and a runner in scoring position, trying to get Riverside their first run. So Flores was good through the first 3. Gave up a walk and a double to start here in the 4th. Gets a pop-up and a Solid throw from her left fielder to pick up 2 outs. That was a good pitch again from Flores. She started to find it a little bit here again in this 4th inning after struggling with the opening 2 hitters. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Becerra. That one misses away. Becerra down on strikes her first time up. That one fouled away. So it's a 2-2 count here. So Becerra now trying to battle in a 2-2 count. Flores tries to go with a pitch low and just lost it low. I think there was supposed to be a drop that was in the zone and fell out. It just started low and stayed low. So a full count with 2 away and a runner on second base here in the 4th inning in an 8-0 Cougar ball game. There's a soft swing, ball out to left. Tall not going to be able to make a diving play. Good attempt from Tall, but it's an RBI hit for Becerra. And Riverside on the board. First time today, play has not gone Bree Tall's way. And that's a tough play for her to make anyway, and a soft fly ball out into left field. Gave it a chance, was maybe just a half a step short. And now John Malone coming in, who singled and was picked off in the 2nd inning, trying to keep the inning going here for Riverside, who pushes their first run across here in the 4th. Good pitch from Flores on the outer half. Lisa Moats shaking her head and saying that was a good one, let's do it again. Flores waits for the pitch call from the dugout, looks at the wristband, spins the ball around in her right hand as she stands on the rubber inside the circle and goes back to work on a 1-1 pitch. Lined right back at her, she knocks it down, throws it over to first, and retires Malone. That's a good play from Flores. Able to knock it down with her glove, says she's all right. Gives up a run in the 4th, but the Cougars with a 7-run lead as we head to the home half here at Whitten Field.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Melgar Moats and Trujillo due up here, actually, we should say. Trying to add 1 here, at the very least for Canyons. They've scored runs in each of the first 3 innings, had 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the third. Gave up their first run last inning as Melgar lines 1 to left field. That'll get over the head of View. Melgar going to try for second base. Slides in safely, and it's a leadoff double for Melgar here in the bottom of the 4th. And the Cougars continue to find their stroke. think they're going to run for Melgar here. As Vanessa Reyes is going to head out to second base to run. So Coach Wiz opting for a little bit more speed out at second base with the leadoff double from Melgar. And Moats at the plate trying to bring home that 9th run. As you can get out of this one early, you certainly would like to. As the first pitch to Moats misses up. Lisa, 2 walks and 2 plate appearances here in game 2. Was 0 for 4 in game 1, but goes back to work at the right side of the plate. Holds the bat right around her ears. Shows bunt, drags it back, gets away from the catcher. And Rhea is going to move up to third base. As it's 1-1 here to Moats. Run 60 feet away. As Moats lines this one over the head of the shortstop, Franco Cullis, all the way to the wall in left center field. She's going to try for third, and she will get there with a stand-up triple. As the Cougars add another here in the 4th, Moats rips that one. An RBI triple that brings home Reyes, and it'll bring back Sofia Trujillo, who's 1 for 2 here in game number 2. You would certainly like to have that run at third base in Lisa Moats. As any insurance you can add trying to end this one early, you'll take it. Trujillo takes a strike. Had an RBI single in the 1st. Popped up on the infield in the 2nd. Hitting here in the 4th for the 3rd time. As the offense showing up here in game number 2 for Canyons. 9 runs on the board in the 4th. As Trujillo swings and misses, trying to fight that one off. And she's behind in the count, 0-2. Trujillo down on strikes. Good pitch that time from Van Houten. Second strikeout for Van Houten. First out here of the inning. And it'll bring us Elizabeth Rowe. Rowe walked and struck out. Well, show bunt as the Cougars try to squeeze here. And Moats is out at third. It was a good bunt from Rowe. Moats, though, but it was right up the third base line, so Moats stayed put and then was just clipped at third base by a good throw from the catcher, Rivera. And I think they're going to hit from memory Munoz here in the 4th inning. Michaela Paragas will come in to hit here. Paragas takes a strike. Paragas hits that one up the middle for a base hit. And she'll move up to second base. As Rowe moved up to third. The Cougars will have runners on second and third here with 2 away for Ashlyn Heck. So Paragas gets on. So Heck can add some insurance here with 2 runners out there in scoring position. She singled, reached on an error. There's 1 for 3 here in game 2. She swings and drives this one to right field. That'll bounce off the base of the wall. 2 more runs will come home. Heck into second base with a 2-out double. As she drives home 2. It's her 4th at-bat of the ball game, and we're just in the 4th inning. A 2 RBI double for Heck. And here's Caitlin Soto. This one popped up behind the plate, and Rivera makes the catch. And that will end the inning, but the Cougars add 3 more. As they take an 11-1 lead as we head to the 5th here from Whitten Field.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Valdez, Sarah Franco-Cullis, and Tessa Black here to face Flores in the 5th. It's a 10-run ball game. It's the first pitch fouled away. So we are in the 5th. Cougars trying to put this one in the books. Flores trying to go the full 5 right now. She has looked good for the most part today. Had a little bit of struggle in the 4th, but just gave up 1 run, despite runners on second and third with nobody out. Good pitch. Change up over the heart of the plate for his strikeout. One down here in the fifth. Flores now with 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Has looked very good in the circle. As here's Sarah Franco-Collis, who flew out to left field in her only at bat so far in game number 2. She swings and lines this one to right center field. That'll get back to the wall. She's going to try and head for second, and she'll be there. Now she's going to try and go to third. Relay throw, not going to be in time. Wasn't sure if she was going to try for third, but she did. It's a 1-out triple for Sarah Franco-Collis. And it'll get us back to the top of the order with Tessa Black coming in. Black 0 for 2 in game 2. Piece of hitting that time from Sarah Franco-Collis. Stays on it, drives it out to right center field. Now Black trying to keep things going. So that one bounces away from Moats, but it's up the third base line, so Franco-Collis will stay there. So Riverside needing runs to try and keep this one alive. Black waiting on the pitch, takes it away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. If you're Flores, just attack here as you can go after hitters. You've got a cushion. And an 11-1 ball game. This one popped up on the right side in foul territory. Melgar not going to be able to get there. Her and Soto nearly crashing into one another, so it'll bring Black back to the plate. And a 2-1 count. This one popped up in play, and Moats will make the catch. So Moats back to make the play. Retires Black, and now View coming up 0 for 1. Walked and struck out. First pitch over for a strike. Good pitch from Flores there. Second pitch over for a strike as well. 2 really nice pitches from Flores up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the fifth and an 11-1 ball game. Flores has looked very solid here today. As she sets down View on strikes, her 7th strikeout of the ball game. And that is it. The Cougars take the sweep. They win it 11-1 here in game number 2. They improve to 9-4-1 on the year with the win. They sweep Riverside with an 11-0 win. Flores picks up her 2nd win of the year. And an all-around good day for COC as they pick up 2 wins. And we'll get busy with some conference play coming up. Thank you for joining us here on a Saturday. We'll see you on Thursday. Baseball back on the air here on the Cougar Sports Network as conference play gets underway for the baseball team. Make sure you join us for that at 2:30 start time. We hope you have a good rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you next week, everybody, here on the Cougar Sports Network.